just to get sorted on our mats, with roller or without. So you're letting your back just come into contact with the floor or your roller. If you're on the roller, you'll notice a little bit more feedback to all the vertebrae in your spine. If you're not on the roller, it's more about creating that width and that space along the back of the sacrum, the back of the ribs, and the back of the shoulders. And wherever you find yourself here, we're just going to meet and take a few deep breaths. So a nice inhale to expand through the ribs, and an exhale, the slower the better, to find that connection with the floor. Again, breathing in, feel a little bit of space between the crown of the head and the tailbone, and breathing out, finding softness from head down to toes. Just allow your breath to settle into a natural rhythm. And if your eyes aren't closed already, this is a nice place to just close down the eyes and really find some attention inward. Being at home, there will be little noises, little distractions as the class happens, and we want to let those just funnel away so you can move inward with your attention. Now all together we're going to meet on a little breath in. Then as you breathe out, just gently roll your pelvis towards you, and you'll feel your lower back just rolling towards the floor. As you inhale, send your pelvis gently the other way. Exhale, we roll the pelvis towards us into your little tilt. And inhale, it's very soft, gently extending through that lower spine. We breathe out to flex, roll the pelvis towards you. We breathe in, gently extend. And I just want you to keep this movement going here. It's relatively soft and not too forced. If you were to take a little hold of your own glutes, I just want you to make sure that the glutes are soft and that you're almost just sliding or gliding through that lower part of your spine here. So it's lovely and steady. 2 more rounds of this. Soft little rocking forward through the pelvis. Exhaling to come towards you. Inhaling to reach away. And then just allow your pelvis to melt back down onto the ground. From here, with nice neutral resting spine, allow your fingertips to reach up to the ceiling. So you have your arms straight, and it's almost like you're looking up. Maybe you can see a light switch or your ceiling. And I want you just to gradually extend your fingers to that ceiling and feel your shoulder blades separate. Then we're going to use a breath out and allow your arms to sink a little closer to the ground, maintaining the fingertips reaching skyward. So we slide the scapula wide, breath in, reach through the fingertips, and then we gently melt through the shoulder blades. Now here, keep going with this. If you're on a roller, the sensation is that the shoulder blades wrap around the roller. They come either side of the roller into the negative space. On the way down, if you find yourself on the floor, you'll be gently widening, and you'll feel the scapula just kind of coming onto the mat. It's almost that you can create more space between your shoulders. We'll just go for 2 more. Find your breath here. Exhale as the scapula come together. Inhale as the scapula reach apart and the fingers lift. Exhale, scapula roll together. And then I just want you to find a neutral with your shoulder blades. Just let your arms come and sit naturally. We're going to take our right hand back behind us, just a little bit overhead, and at the same time, the left hand comes and reaches next to the left hip. So I like to imagine here we change through center, that I'm a toy soldier, like the Nutcracker, and I'm just moving my hands in that range of motion forward to back that you would if you were a toy soldier. We sweep up through center, and then one hand high, one hand low. As you're taking this movement, we're all going to bring our attention to our breastbone and the front of the ribs, and feel that you can just sigh a little breath of release, or a little breath of relax across the front of the chest. Let the movement through your arms be soft. We're going for another 3. Another 2. One more. Find your hands towards the ceiling again. From here we're moving into a circle. Take your hands down by your hips. From here, imagine you're laying on a body of water. As you circle your arms out to the side, you want to keep your hands out of the water. Your hands go up towards the crown of the head and then sweep up towards the ceiling. Take them down to the hips, circle out to the side, send them overhead, and then back up to the ceiling. So my fingertips are staying in my peripheral vision here, and I want you to feel the sense that you can expand your fingertips gently away from your shoulders, reaching out through your arms as you circle here. Just going to look at one more in this direction. Find that breadth across the chest as your fingertips reach away from one another. When we meet with the hands up towards the ceiling, we're going to take our hands out to the side. So a nice big breath in here. Send your fingertips away from one another. Find a stretch gently through the front of the chest. Then we sweep our arms up, and you're going to take your right hand on top of your left and give your torso a bit of a hug here. Hands take opposite shoulders. Extend your arms to the ceiling to release. We're taking it on the other side, so we expand the fingertips out to the side. And then we lift up, and we're taking left on top of right. Find a little hug of your torso. 2 more rounds. Reaching fingertips wide as you open. Breath out, sweep the hands up, hug, right hand on top of left. And then extending the fingertips, opening wide. And again, you lift, you take left hand on top of right. Find a little hug here. Gently, let's release the hands. We're going to come down by our sides, and those of us on a foam roller, we're just going to slide off to the side here and come and meet our friends on the mat. You're all still laying on your backs. Just let the back surface of the body reconnect with the floor. Take a lovely big breath in, widen across your collarbones. And just allow your body to become comfortable in the center of your mat again. We're going to find our next inhale with one leg floating up to tabletop. At the same time, float your other arm up in front of you, just where you were with the roller. We'll lower those limbs back down to the ground, and then we take it on the other side. Inhale, tabletop with arm arc. Exhale, release. I almost want you to feel here that you have helium in your limbs, and that it doesn't take you any effort to lift off of the ground. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Now, if we were walking all together down the beach, it would basically have to be a beach on the moon because we're going so slow. And I want us to come and get together and walk along the beach here in New Zealand. So we're just going to pick up the tempo of this. Step forward, change, step forward, change, step forward, change, step forward. And we're just going to start to warm that body a little bit more. Feel that you can just allow your body to naturally stabilize here, up and up. And I think we can go a little bit quicker because most of us like to get something out of our walk. So we'll just increase that pace, up and change and change. Notice how the movement becomes a little bit smaller. There is a small natural rocking of your body on the ground. Good, change. change. Final 3, final 2, final 1, release everything. From here, just reconnect with your pelvis and the back body on the ground. We're going to float one leg at a time up into tabletop and feel a gentle connection coming through the front of your body. We'll flex through the feet to send a bit of energy out through the heels. Keep the space between your heels and your sitting bones the same as you tap one toe down to the ground. I meant to say heel. Change. Other side. A little heel dip and lift. Change, dip and lift. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. Rather than going very controlled and slow, we're going to move as if we want to get to the other end of the beach. Little tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your legs into your chest. Just let the femurs gently melt in towards your ribs. And then I'd like you to press your knees into your hands and move your thighs away from you. Create a little bit of resistance there. Stretch your arms and your shoulders. Then again, hug the legs into the chest. And then press the shins into the hands. Send the femurs away from you. Create a little bit of space there. Bend through the hips. Allow them to fold in towards you. And then from here, press the shins into your hands. Feel that space across the front. Good. One more. Take a little fold. And then press. Now we're going to keep this position here, but allow your feet to drop down towards your buttocks. So we're going to release the thighs. The thighs are going to stay perpendicular to your body. Okay. Allow your hands to reach up towards the ceiling and then interlace them gently behind your head. If you prefer here, you can hold the top corners of your mat. This is also fine. Let's take an inhale to lengthen. And then as we exhale, we're just going to roll the chin gently in the direction of the chest and peel up to look between your thighs. Breathe in, release again, lengthen the spine. Breathe out, peel the spine away from the ground behind you. It's only small. Inhale, relay the spine back down to the mat. Have a little release here. Keep going with this if you're happy. If you want to increase the challenge, your heels are going to float up so they line up with your knees and you're making your 90-90 tabletop. We exhale to float. We inhale to release. You're all in for another 4 here. Breathing out to peel up. Breathing in, release. 3 to go. Releasing down. 2 to go. Last one here. Breathe out, peel up. And release. From here, take one foot down to the ground at a time. I'd just like you to open your arms into a little T position, and we're going to meet the feet and the knees together on the mat. Take a gentle heaviness through your sacrum, so you're slightly imprinting the spine. We're going to spin our knees gently over to the right. Transfer the weight onto your right leg, so your left foot comes off the ground and you take a gentle twist. Allow the feet to come back to the floor, de-rotate through the spine. The knees will come up to point to the ceiling. Then we take it on the other side. Send your knees to the left. Let the right foot lift off the floor. Feel a gentle twist through the spine. Then you send the back of the rib cage down to the ground, de-rotate, and your feet find the floor. If you're happy, repeat. If you want to add on, find your legs in tabletop here. And we go again. Knees are over to the right. Keep the knees joined and the ankles joined. Find a little twist. Breathe out to de-rotate. Come through center. Other side, knees roll over. Rotate through the spine gently. De-rotate on a breath out and allow your knees to find the ceiling. Off we go again. This is your last round through. Use that breath out to gently send ribs, then sacrum, then thigh bones to center. And legs are going over to the left. Connecting through right side ribs, right side pelvis to bring yourself home. Lower one foot down to the ground if you're not down already, followed by the other. From here, I just want you to adjust your body position. You're going to come and lay side on. Here's where you need your pillow. So the pillow is going to come underneath your head. Or if you have a foam roller, you can just take your roller and pop it under your mat. And that will make a suitable pillow. Okay. My little trick here is to align my spine with the back of my mat. So take a little moment when you set yourself up to feel the bottom hip, the waist and the bottom shoulder all in alignment with each other vertically. Just allow your underneath shoulder to become comfortable. So we're side lying and thigh bones bent up towards you. We're going to place our top hand on our top hip. From here, I want your hip to slide in and you'll feel the underneath of your waist kind of caving down a little bit. And then I want you to reach that hip away again. So this hand of mine slides towards my underarm, and then I slide it away. And I want you to notice what's happening to the position or the alignment in your rib cage as you do this little preparation. So I'm wanting you to find equal space between your top waist and your underneath waist. We'll just do one more, explore that movement. And then set yourself up in a happy medium where you're comfortable. We'll take our top hand on top of our bottom hand. Let's use our next breath in to reach the hand up to the ceiling. From here, allow your head to turn to face your hand. Your body's going to rotate gently, and you're just going to go book opening. Ribs rotate around the spine. Take a little in breath. And then just like we did before, de-rotate through the spine. Let your hands sweep the way that it came until you return to your starting position. Breath in, float the arm up. Breath out, roll your ribs around your spine as you peek behind you, gently extending the arm. Inhale here to expand your ribs, and then exhale, de-rotate and sweep. Good. We repeat. Just let the breath flow with your own movement. What I'd like you to feel is that you can maintain the position of your lower body. So where your hips are, your pelvis, and your thighs, and your knees and your feet, and even through those waist area, it's all very quiet, so it's relatively stationary. This means that you can find the freedom of movement in the upper part of your body. The position of the head, the movement through your neck freely, the rotation of your shoulder girdle and your rib cage around your spine. Let's all make this next one our last one. Take your time, there's absolutely no hurry here. Remember to pause in your twist, take a gentle breath to expand, and then use that lovely exhale to de-rotate. When you finish, just let the position of your arms soften. We're going to take our hand on our top hip to give it a little bit of stability. From here, I just want you to extend your leg out, flex your foot, and the feeling here is like you want to stand on the wall that is far away from your foot. So reach out through your leg. We're going to allow our toes to gently come in front of the body. Keep the position of the spine and torso stable. Then bend your knee and bring your knee towards your chest. Check in here that the underneath of your waist is nice and stable. From here you extend the leg out long again and reach that heel to the wall. Good, it's like you want to stand on that wall. Take your toes forward, a little quarter circle. Bend the knee, fold at the hip and the knee and draw the knee towards you. Keep your spine long. Then extend out through the foot, reach that foot towards the wall. Good, find the length in the front of your hip. And again, toes arc forward. Bend the knee, draw the knee inward to your chest. Extend, reach through the knee long. Send the foot to the wall. Good, find your length. We have one more. Arc forward, take your little bend. Then reach and extend the leg to the wall. We're going to hold with our legs straight here. We have 6 little circles, nice and slow. Draw a little coffee cup saucer with your heel. We have 4 to go. Hello glutes. 2 more. And then we'll take 6 little pulses. So just send the outer part of the ankle to the ceiling, back down to the ceiling. Explore your range, but maintain your waist nice and even. Good. 2 more. 1 more. And then hug your leg in and release. Let's stretch out this little guy. So come and lay down on your back. You can either prop your head on your roller, or you can just slide down your mat and take your head flat on the ground. We're going to cross the outside of our ankle on top of our knee. And then let that knee just gently roll out into external rotation. Without any force here, gently hug your legs in towards your chest. Find your breath. Breathe in and send that breath towards your tailbone. Breathe out and allow your legs to soften. Good. What perfect figure 4 stretches. You all look amazing. Thumbs up, are we feeling good? Warming up? Yeah. Cool. Amazing. Okay. I'd like you to take 2 more breaths in and out here. Just give yourself that chance to release that glute. Yeah. Now after that breath out, allow your feet to melt down to the ground. Just sit yourself up for a moment. Good. A little wake up call and give your shoulders a little roll out. I've gone and moved my roller from one side of my mat to the other, but you guys can all just go ahead and spin and take it on the other side. Okay. So we're coming to meet again in side lying, and this time it's your other hip and underneath side body that you're going to align along your mat. Feel for me when you place the underneath of your pelvis that you really are getting yourself centered with the rest of your torso. We want the head to come and rest gently on the mat. And again, just let your knees come to a comfortable alignment. Feel a little bit of space between the head and the tailbone, and then take your hand on that top hip. Remember this movement of letting that top hip just kind of cave down a bit. It moves in towards your underarm, and then you use your hand and you traction that top waist. And I just want you to do this a few times. Now, I'm not really forcing my body when I do this movement. I don't want to overstimulate the QL. I just want you to feel what it's like to balance those bones in the lower part of your spine, and to find even space between the top of the pelvis and the underneath of the rib cage. So we'll settle. We've got that position nice and set. We're going to take our top hand and rest it on top of our bottom hand. Take a lovely breath in, expand through the arm, take your hand up to the ceiling. Then continue to rotate your interbook opening. Take your little twist behind you. Pause, Roll the weight of the skull onto the back of your head. Allow your ribcage to rotate around your spine softly. Take a breath in here. Breathe out, de-rotate. Ribs, shoulders, head, arm. We have 2 more of these, and I just want you to remind the lower body here that it's staying relatively soft. Find your de-rotate with your breath out. And almost just ask the body to move with a little bit more softness and a little bit more fluidity. You're keeping that connection in the lower body with the pelvis and the femurs to ground you. And you're finding freedom of movement in that upper body. Shoulder girdle, thoracic spine, position of the neck. One more. Fingertips lift. Rotate around. Allow the collarbone to gently extend along the shoulder and out through the arm. De-rotate from center and let everything just gently trickle back in towards you. Beautiful. Relax your arms so they're comfy. Come again and find that attention into your body. I'm going to hold my top hip to make sure it behaves. And then we're going to extend our top leg out long. Reach your foot towards the wall as if you could stand on it. Maintain the length on both sides of your waist. Take your toes forward in front of you just a little way. Then bend through the knee and through the hip. Allow your knee to fold gently in towards you. Start to press your foot away from you and back to the wall. Take a nice little lengthen here. We're in again. Slowly arc forward. Fold at the hip, fold at the knee. Good. Extend. Reach your foot away. You guys are looking perfect. Who can feel the little glutes kicking in? Yeah, good. I'm seeing some waving. Yesterday we discovered that little is a word that I like to use. Don't we, Alice? A little squat, a little glute, a little ab, a little burn, a little giggle. So we're doing a little bit of side lying. One more of these. Now as we extend this leg out long, we're going to transition, finding a gentle circle here. So about a saucer size. Take your ankle up and around, circle the leg. We have 6. That was 5. This one's 4. You have 3. Circle up and around 2. And 1. And then cherry on top as little pulses. So just send the outer ankle up and down. Range here is not important. It's just about continuing to keep that reach and finding that little bit of stimulation to the outer part of your hip. Good. 1 more and you're at 6. Release. Bend the leg. Give it a little breather. You can just rub the top of that hip for a moment. Give it a little bit of self-massage. And then when you're ready, you're going to lay on your backs. Choose to support the head if you want to. Or head goes flat on the ground. We take a little cross of the outer part of your ankle over your knee. Gently allow that hip to externally rotate, just softly. And then the hands go through and you hug behind your leg, drawing that stretch in towards your chest. And we'll all find a little bit of stillness here. Breathe in. Breathe out slowly. And again. We're just focusing on that little stretch, allowing a release to come into your glutes. When you're ready, we're just going to soften that stretch, hug legs towards your chest. seated here by lifting my feet up to the ceiling, holding behind my thighs, and it happens quickly. Feet down, head up, and I sit up. Voila, like magic. Sometimes you need a few goes here. If you have a spongy mat, you can slide back, slide forward, slide back, slide forward. If you don't have a spongy mat, I would avoid doing this because your spine will feel a little bit sore tomorrow. Okay, when you're ready, let's meet up in seated. And we're going to look at a mermaid. So mermaid focuses on lateral flexion of the spine, that's your side bending. The traditional position is Z-sit. So I'm going to use my roller here just to help describe what Z-sit is. My back shin aligns with my roller and my front foot comes in front, sort of similar to that glute stretch position that we had before. If you don't like sitting in Z-sit, totally fine with me. I would sit cross legs or legs in front, okay? It's not going to change the benefit that you get to your lateral flexion. I want you to be comfy. Okay. So choose your position, and then from here, we're just going to take our hands gently out towards the side. Now, I want a gentle sense of length here. Avoid the sensation of sitting so tall that your chest is lifted way past neutral. It's just a gentle sense of length. And we're moving towards our front leg. Sweep your hand above your head and then feel like you pick up your rib cage gently and you're just going to arc your ribs over to the side. Your underneath hand can bend and you can soften into that arm to increase the stretch. Now from here I'm going to gently reach up through center and my top hand takes my back toes and my other hand takes my knee. I'm taking a little spin to look behind me. It's small. Release. Find your center. Grow through the spine very gently. And we're ready to go again. Side bend through the body. Expand and fan open through these ribs. Press the floor away from you. Restack. We go fingertips to toes, fingertips to knee. And take a little rotation behind you. Release, grow through center. Take your hand up. We're just doing this one more time, ladies. Find that little bit of space through side body. Softly grow back up through center. Hand behind you, hand to the knee. Spin and twist. Release. I said we were just doing it one more time, but I do have an add-on. Come up, come over. This time we're going to pause. Your top hand is going to thread between your body and your underneath elbow. Feel a little twist through your upper spine. Find your side bend again, just this much, 3 times. Curve through your upper spine, round to the back of the rib cage, thread the needle. And then again, de-rotate, come to side on, find your side bend. Last time, thread the needle, hook through. Find your side bend, unravel here, lift up through center. Take a pause, roll your shoulders, give yourself a little mini wiggle. That's my professional term. Just feel your rib mobility. We're going to change over, so feet forward, take a little moment through your hips, and then just come and visit that Z-sit on the other side. Remember, you can adjust this position, okay? I really don't want anyone getting into trouble, so legs forward is nice, knees gentle. Let's take our fingertips out to the side. Remember that sensation of gentle length. I always think of champagne bubbles coming up my spinal column. We lift our hand towards the ceiling. Bring your ribs with you. Take that side bend. You're going over. Soften your underneath elbow. Release. Come back the way you came. Top hand goes to back toes. Front hand goes to front knee. And turn around to look behind you. the top hand to the ceiling. Back hand to back toes, front hand to front knee. We're going one more time. Even though you're reaching and expanding through your ribs here, I try to remind my body not to work too hard. It doesn't need to be very active. Okay, just find that flow, find that soft movement. Twist, gently take the gaze behind you. Release. From here, we're coming up into our side bend and we're going to pause. Now it's top hand towards bottom elbow. Spin your torso to face your front thigh. Thread the needle by reaching your hand through the space between your arm and your body. De-rotate, come and face forward, find your side bend. Fingertips, spiral behind you, spin the spine, turn the eyes. And again, find side bend. And rotate. Find your side bend. And then gently lift up. Find your midpoint. Release your shoulders. Release your spine. Come and have a little wiggle. Nice. Are we feeling warmer? Yeah, I am. It's nice. Maybe with the exception of my toes. Okay. Come up onto 4-point kneeling from me. From here, we're going to sit up with the hands just gently underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our pelvis. Now, in 4-point kneeling, it's important to create a little bit of connection through the back of your shoulders. So I just want you to feel as though you could slide your hands away from each other and just gently press into the floor. So there's a sense of activity in the back of the shoulders. Keep your head, shoulder girdle, and back of the ribs steady. And then I just want you to roll the pelvis towards you. So you're tucking under gently here and creating a tilt through the lower spine. Release, come to neutral. This time you maintain the lower spine and the sacrum stable. And we're just going to allow the eyes to look forward, the breastbone to lift, and you're going to extend your thoracic spine, so in between your shoulder blades. Release, come to neutral. Feel a little roll under through the pelvis, through the lower back. Just create some room between those discs. Good, release, lengthen, find neutral. From here, crown of the head lifts, let the eyes move forward. Feel as though you're sending your heart to the front of your rib cage and extend the upper spine. Now we're just going to move a little bit quicker and just flow. Find your little posterior tilt. Release, go to lengthen, take it into anterior tilt. It's very technical. Let the back of the pelvis widen. Then let the front of the chest widen and expand. All together we're finding lumbar flexion, rounding through the lower back. All together we're finding thoracic extension, gently back bending in the upper spine. You have 2 more. Lengthen through neutral to extend, to set yourself up. Expand through the chest. 1 more. Feel that space in the back body. And then slide it forward. Feel the space in the front body. Cool. From here, we're just going to let the hips sit back. I just want you to ease off your wrists. If you're comfortable in child's pose, come and hang out here for a rest. If you're not so comfy in that position, you can literally just kneel, rub your hands together and give your wrists a little breather. I'm going to take 3 deep breaths in and out. body back into your hands for me. And we're going to find that lovely quadruped again, 4-point kneeling. I'd like you to keep the weight on your hands the same. We're going to just extend the right leg back behind us. And here I'm tucking my toes under, and I'm just going to press back into my heel to stretch my calf a couple of times. Feel that fluidity and movement in your ankle. It's just one leg. I'm holding, I'm rocking forward and back. Cool. Release, let that knee come back in. And then change onto left. Tuck toes under. I'm pressing back, finding that little bit of energy out through the heel. Allow that back ankle to be mobile. This is a little bit like, for those of us who have done reformer, the calf stretches that you do on the reformer. Good, release. Let's take it on the right leg again. Tuck those toes. From here, connect the front of the shoulders, the front of the ribs, and the front of the pelvis stable. And we're just going to hover our back leg off the ground. Hold it. We have 10 seconds. I'd like you to give a little bit of love to the back of that right leg. Feel the glutes. Feel the hamstrings. Hold the leg steady and gently press into the floor. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Release, bend the leg in. Good. One more time, left leg back behind you, tuck the toes. Find the anterior body, front shoulders, ribs and hips stable. Then extend back and allow the left leg to hover away from the floor. Connect to the glutes and the hamstrings on your left leg and just feel that sense of warmth as you maintain this position. Lengthening your foot behind you will also help you to create that connection. Good. 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, 1. Release. This time it's a little less held. We're just going to flow. Take the right leg back and at the same time allow the left fingers to reach gently in front of you. Switch. Left leg back, right hand gently in front of you. Maintain the position of the anterior body. So front of the shoulders, front of the ribs, front of the hips. Change. Now, just like we did with our femur arcs and our walking on the beach, I'm going to challenge you to just increase the pace. This is only if it's available to you, okay? It's not about moving so quickly that our control goes away, but it's about creating the stability in the trunk and then allowing fluidity to come into your extremities. And you might find that your pattern changes a little bit in order for you to walk and walk and walk. We have another 5. We have another 4. Good. 3, 2. Very nice. 1. Okay, take a breather. Beautiful work. Come and sit back and take a rest. We're going to place our feet out in front of us and just start to wiggle through the knees, lengthen out through the back of the hips softly. Give your hands a little rub together and a little bit of love to your wrists. Now, if anyone's a little bit short in the hamstrings or this position's already feeling a bit scrunchy, I want you to either sit on your pillow or just roll up your mat a little bit so that you can prop your sitting bones up off the floor. And it should just make it a little bit freer for you to sit here in our sit. If you're happy, come with me. We are placing the back of the hands down on the mat. It's up to you if you want to draw the toes back towards you or just have the legs relaxed. I'm going to be listening to the front of my thighs and I want the front of my thighs to stay soft. So we're going to imagine that we have a giant Easter egg sitting on our lap. We're going to slowly extend fingers towards the ankles, and then allow the crown of your head to roll forward. Now I want you just to gently take your torso around that imaginary Easter egg, and then pause. The chin is softly down to the chest here. What I'd like you to do is take a big breath in and feel that you can move the back of your rib cage behind you a little bit. So just expand into that back body. See if you can create more fold in that upper thoracic spine. Hold. Allow your fingertips to extend a little bit further away, and you might feel a lovely sense of stretch coming in between the shoulder blades. From here, inhale, and then exhale. Restack the spine from bottom to top, and find that gentle lengthening that we talked about before. We'll flow this time. Exhale, roll the chin forward to the chest, slide your hands away from you, pause. Breathe in, expand the back ribs. Breathe out, restack the spine, one bone at a time. Gentle lengthening. Exhale, roll the chin forward, soften the top of the spine. Inhale, expand the back of the ribs. As you exhale, restack the ribs on top of the pelvis, then the shoulders, then the head. We have one more. Chin to chest. Gently round the back of the rib cage. Inhale into that space, and exhale, roll the back of the ribs, one at a time, all the way up. From here, just let your hands come up above you. Extend the hands to the ceiling, grow away from the pelvis. And then I just want you to fold forward. You can go as far as you like. Then you're going to restack exactly as you did from bottom to top. And again, let the hands lift to the ceiling, slightly extending the heart up as well. Then you roll forward before restacking through the body. Lift, let the hands go to the sky, let the chest reach to the sky, and then up and over, fold. Roll up through the spine, slide your hands along your mat to reset, hands go skyward. Take the torso up and forward. Good. Roll back up, one vertebra at a time. Last one. Extend tall. Fold forward. And gently reset, one bone at a time. Beautiful. We're going to come and lay down on our bellies. So, in no hurry, I just want you to spin around, take your bodies on tummy, and just find a little bit of space between the tailbone and the back of the rib cage when you set yourself up here. What I mean by that is that you just want to lengthen the tailbone back and away softly, so we're not compressing at all in the lower. Let's take our hands either side of the body, just sort of tucked in under the shoulders is nice. And I don't want you to engineer your arms, just let them sit comfortably, okay? Our eyes and our nose are down towards the mat. Now let's just gently lengthen out through the crown of the head. Let the eyes roll forward. Start to press the hands into the floor a little bit. And then pause here and just smile across your collarbones. Feel the heart moving forward again to expand into the front of the ribs. And then gently roll back down. And again, we lengthen out softly through the head. Hover the head. Gently open the front of the shoulders and send a little bit of light out of your chest in front of you. Roll back down. This movement is really small, ladies. You could almost do it with your eyes closed and just imagine that you're sort of showing off a beautiful necklace to the mat in front of you. That would actually be enough. Just that little inner moment of chest expansion. Altogether, we're going to take a half 1x. So Just find that little bit of mini, and if you don't want to add on, you're just going to keep going with what we were doing. If you're happy to add on, hover your fingertips down past your hips. Now I've got my palms facing down, and I just want you to feel your fingertips reaching back and hover the chest maybe 1 centimeter taller. We're going to rest, let the palms rotate, turn your head to one side, and fully let your body flop. Relax everything into the floor. Then we lead with the wrists turning around, extending through the fingertips behind us, open the front of the shoulders, extend the spine. Now your head turns the other way, ear towards the floor, full body rest. Extend the fingers, open the shoulders, extend the spine and the heart, and then rest. Now let's just flow a little bit. 4 counts, 3, 2, and 1, rolling down. 2 and 1, rolling up. Rolling down. Rolling up. Rolling down. Last time, rolling up. Rolling down. Beautiful. Hands come under the shoulders. Press yourself back. Tuck your toes under. I just want you to find a little mini crouch here. Now just those of you with ankles or toes or knees, just be mindful here. Rock forward, rock back. Rock forward, rock back. From this position, we're just going to start to send the heels down into the ground. So you plant your feet, and then you send your sitting bones up to the ceiling. You're just going to gently open up through the back of the knees. Then release that movement and come back down to your crouch. Fingertips are on the floor for support. So think about planting through the feet and then growing the pelvis away from the feet. And then you relax again. The head is moving like a little seesaw as you do this. So when the pelvis lifts, let the crown of the head actually descend and sink to the floor. I actually want to challenge you to see between your knees. And at the end of the class, you will hopefully be able to tell me what you can see. I can see a chair. And release. I'm just going to do one more. Up. Fold, fold with softness, release. Now from here, we move it into our full roll up. So we're going to send the pelvis skyward, and then allow your fingertips to come towards the tops of your feet and your toes. Continue to send, my knees are soft, the tailbone down to the ground, and just trace your fingertips up your shins, towards your knees, and slowly start to roll the spine up, one bone at a time. You're going to find a gentle length up, send the crown of the head to the ceiling, and then again you're going to let the chin just trickle towards the chest in the direction of. Feel the sense of opening up through the back of the rib cage again. We talked about that before. And just check that the arms here are soft. We're going to soften the knees. Take a little hang forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Like a little rag doll. I just want you to swish your torso from side to side. And your floppy arms are just going to swing sideways, sideways. Nice and easy. And then come and center your body up. Take a lovely breath in and breathe out. Send the tailbone down. Feel that you stack one vertebra of your spine like a building block on top of the next. You're starting to send energy with your feet into the floor, and then find gentle length up through shins, thighs, hips, spine, neck, and head. Allow your hands to trickle up the front of your body and take them up towards the ceiling. Transfer your weight forward into your toes and let your heels hover off of the ground. Then slowly let everything very gently